Hello, people. Another beautiful day. Yeah. Hope your five senses work, health, and strength is good or excellent. What? What's up, Tweak Town? What's up, gamers? Listen to this. Got a nice little article here. What's up, Tech for Gamers? Listen to this. It says here, Jefferies Analyst, Microsoft Activision merger has less than 50% chance being approved. Says a key security analyst from Jefferies tell investors that he believes. So basically, he's giving his personal opinion. He believes that Microsoft Activision merger has less than 50% chance in being approved. And it says here, Microsoft Activision merger may not ultimately be allowed to close. A key security analyst tell investors. Says here, in a recent note, Jefferies analyst Andrew Urquhart outlined the firm's thoughts on Microsoft Activision mergers to investors. Urquhart believed that the $68.7 billion mega merger between Microsoft and Activision has less than 50% chance in being approved by key worldwide regulators like the FTC and CMA on a final basis. And it says here, there is likely still a less than half a probability this deal ultimately gets approved, but it's definitely more than zero, which is where we believe the stock is pricing in. And it said Urquhart writes, as a detail by Seeking Alpha, Jeffrey analyst who is a mainstay in nearly quarterly video game industry earnings and conference calls say that Microsoft could take an aggressive approach to close the merger despite UK regulators' decision to block the deal. UK merger control, the Competition and Market Authority, have blocked the merger on the grounds of anti-competitive harm in the cloud gaming sector, but Microsoft and Activision are currently appealing the decision in a hearing with the Competition Appeal Tribunal in the attempt to overrule the decision. And it says here, there are reports that Microsoft could ignore the CMA decision and close the deal while simultaneously pulling Activision core business out of the United Kingdom instead of replacing it with an independent distributor, possibly similar to the arrangement that Activision had with NetEase to distribute its game in China. Microsoft would need to redefine the merger contract terms if it chooses to go down this route, and the Competition and Market Authority is likely to file a lawsuit in an attempt to block the merger, report says. We don't believe Microsoft should go this far or necessarily go this far, but based on the commentary from Microsoft, it seems possible. Urquhart wrote, if the deal falls through, Microsoft will pay Activision $3.4 billion termination fee. Jefferies expects Activision to enact a share buy in an attempt to increase the value of its stock. If this situation occurs, potentially makes buyout of its own to bolster IP curation and game development opportunities. Well, 50. So not. That's the end of the article. So now they're talking about 50-50. Well, Microsoft is going to have to see this thing all the way through. They made it this far. They need to see it all the way through, you know. The CMA got some explanation to do, and if this thing needs to go to the Supreme Courts, so be it, you know. So be it. You know, the FTC should be. They need to be investigated too, you know, because you tried to. You can. They messed up so bad on this situation, and they were trying to base their stance on the high performance console market, but we've been having high performance console market since way back. Yeah. Microsoft is going to have to see this all the way through, you know. This is just one analyst giving his thoughts, giving his opinion on the merger, you know. So 50% chance in being approved. 50% is better than 0%. So we shall see, you know, when the time comes, you know. But if this thing needs to go to the Supreme Court, so be it. You know, and put the CMA and the FTC on the hot seat. Like they already are. So, because when you talk to someone 26 times, there's a lot of information that can be shared 26 times. So yeah, you know, Microsoft could close a deal if they want to. They have the power to do so. They can, but I guess they're trying to work with with everyone, before they come to that decision. So yeah, um, the UK is just gonna have to pay a price if it comes down to that. Yeah. But other than that, Microsoft is just gonna have to stay the course and see this thing all the way through. They made it this far. Keep fighting. Then you have New Zealand. They have a decision to make by July 17th. So I think there's 40 countries that support the deal. So we will see in the days and weeks to come. But Microsoft need to see this through, and CMA, FTC need to be on the hot seat, probably be investigated, probably for collusion. Yeah. We'll see where this lands, but they made it this far. Push through, keep fighting, and keep moving. Yeah. Activision Blizzard could have been bought by Facebook, but Facebook hands were tied. So Microsoft picked up the tab. So yeah. But does this stop the game industry from moving? No. Is there anti-competitive effects? Not really, because if I'm giving out 10-year contracts to everybody, that means they can renew it. So that means when it comes to Call of Duty, people with their own cloud gaming service that they like can play those games. So that's not anti-competitive. Anti-competitive is when you don't share the deal with anybody. You keep the deal to yourself. So yeah. So Microsoft, needs to push through on this and fight this, And you can't just say anti-competitive. You got to give real concrete evidence, of anti-competitive, and then you got to explain how cloud gaming works too. So yeah. But other than that, man, Microsoft just needs to push through. Push through. Keep swinging. Until the smoke clears on this one. Yeah. Say what pays a 3.4 billion termination fee. I don't think Bobby Kotick want to do that. 3.4 billion terminate back to Activision. I don't think Bobby Kotick want to do that. I think Bobby Kotick like Microsoft. And trust that Microsoft will take care of Activision Blizzard. So yeah, I don't think he want to go back to what he was doing. I think he was trying to move forward within his life, But then again, if the employees support the deal, that means they trust Microsoft with this, And then you have the shareholders that support them. Oh yeah. And then add the countries on top of that. The only thing Microsoft can do right now is push through. But if it means they got to pull out of the UK, so be it. Yeah. Remember, the UK is not the only country in the world, So yeah. Call it Activision Blizzard fans are everywhere worldwide. So yeah. Wherever there is a cloud gaming service, Microsoft can get those games on that service. So yeah. But other than that, man, this this analyst, just giving his opinion, he's like 50-50, so it's not he's not like saying he's not saying 49% chance or 48% chance. He say 50% it goes through, 50% it don't. So we'll see. But yeah, the CMA, yeah, they're on the hot seat. FTC, Lena Kim, oh yeah, she's on the hot seat, yeah. But you best believe all the remember in the last video they said if any communication forms were burned or were destroyed, they want to know on what date. So yeah, they're really looking into this, yeah. Then when you have you have government officials, even in Congress, asking about what's going on with the deal, and even going so as far to call out Sony too. Oh yeah, they really care about this, man. So Microsoft make it this far, push through. Yep, just push through. Let's see what else we got on this. Cloud gaming. But you know what? When it's all said and done, Sony. To me, Sony and Nintendo should never take the video game industry for granted. They should have had their cloud gaming infrastructure up, like since PlayStation, like PlayStation 3. Should have been had it up and running. Nintendo too. Nintendo should have had their cloud infrastructure up since the GameCube days. They should have been have online and cloud gaming up, because back then in my time, as gamers, we were asking for all that stuff. Online play, we were asking for all that. But Nintendo and also Sony, they turned a blind eye on this situation. But now it just came back to haunt them, because back then, people will tell you like, well, people couldn't afford the internet back then. Nonsense. People were back in the early 90s, mid 90s, early 2000s. People were making money back then, so people could afford online play. So Nintendo should have taken cloud gaming seriously, online play seriously, from day one. Sony, same thing. When Sony came into the when they were trying to find their footing, find their identity. Of course, PlayStation was out, but they still were trying to find themselves. But that didn't happen until Square. The moment they realized the user base is growing to the magnitude it was growing, they should have been like, you know what? We need to get on this online play thing, because this is getting. We got to do this now. They should have been on it. Microsoft, on the other hand, they had their network and their infrastructure up with all the Windows, and from Windows 3.1, 95, 98, 98 second edition, ME 2000, XP. They had all them servers and networks up, so they had the infrastructure in place already. They just needed a console. So yeah, once they came in, man, they were moving. They were moving, It's like, okay, we know we're gonna have a tough time trying to get past Sony because of the user base, the head start they had on us. So, okay, you know what? But we're not gonna walk around with our head down. We're gonna stay competitive here. So yeah, they had the infrastructure up already. It's just, they was trying to find their footing in the game industry, and they did. Yeah. But when it comes to online play and cloud gaming, though, Nintendo and Sony should have been on this years ago. They should have been on this years ago. I mean, if I say between PlayStation 1 and 3, Sony should have had their cloud gaming info. They should have had online play up during the PlayStation 1 era. Sony. Then like, have their online up between PlayStation 1 and 2. But then when it comes to cloud gaming, they should have really had it up like cloud infrastructure. They should have had it up like during PlayStation 3 era. Nintendo, they should have really had that stuff up since like the GameCube. I would say the GameCube era. They should have been on top of this, because remember, they made the 8-bit Nintendo, Super Nintendo, 64, GameCube. That's 4 console generations, so they should have been had that stuff up already, Microsoft came in and was like, because like, what I'm saying, they were supposed to be leading the way in a lot of things, but it's like they took the game industry for granted. So, Sony had their turn to do it. They should have been had that up. But when Microsoft came in, oh, they were moving. They came out with Xbox Live, not on the 360, but on the original Xbox. That's just to let you know how advanced they were when it came to this whole gaming stuff. They were moving. They had Xbox, original Xbox, and then Halo 2, and then Halo 2 was too big for the original Xbox. Then they came out with Xbox Live on the original Xbox, and they kept moving. So yeah, but Nintendo and Sony on the they did it. Look, Microsoft did online play on their first console. Nintendo did online play like, I think like was on the game between the GameCube with the network adapter and the Wii. Sony started to do online play on PlayStation 2. So Nintendo and Sony should have been on top of this. They should have been on top of this. Yeah. Microsoft, man, they saw the green light on this and just said, okay, yeah. They seized it, so now they just gotta push through. Anyway, leave this video for y'all to enjoy. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still Star Wars and Star Trek fan for Dark Side. Go.